Well, all segmentation should be done for a business reason, and it really depends on the business reason as to what kind of segmentation you should do. So for instance, if all you're trying to do is understand what a group of customers are like, perhaps you're going to put together a marketing pamphlet for them or something, then traditional clustering segmentation is very valuable. However, if you're actually trying to reach the people, maybe using your database or maybe finding other ways to find them, then you actually need to take different approaches. And so that's why we differentiate between descriptive segmentation and segmentation which is specifically for reaching people or for targeting them. Well, the key thing here is that at the end of the day, we all want to find customers. And when we talk about segmentation for targeting, we're talking about exactly that. How do we find customers, either new customers or customers in our existing database that we want to reach out to and sell more to or to give more services to. And so to be competitive, you really want to use those assets. The database is a huge asset for a company. And so when we segment, we should make sure that it's not just a slide presentation or something like that, but it's actually usable, maybe by scoring the database, maybe by building algorithms for the database for reaching people. And then it becomes a huge competitive advantage if you can actually use your assets to reach the new customers and to reach your current customers in a way they want to be reached. There's no black box approach. I know that some software companies would like to try and sell you one, and certainly there are people out there who say, oh, approach X is the only one you need to use. The reality is there are many techniques, and you have to use the right technique for the problem, and it's going to depend on your business need, it's going to depend on the nature of the data you have. We tend to use a lot of predictive techniques, the kind of techniques that come out of machine learning, in particular tree-based techniques like CHAID. Those work very well for segmenting groups into like behaviors. And very often that's what you're trying to do when you're doing segmentation for targeting, is to find a behavior that you want to really encourage and to segment people based on how likely they are to do that. So we use a lot of tree techniques for that reason. We've done this quite a lot with organizations that have databases and want to reach out to the right people within their database. For instance, for a very large women's magazine in the US, we did one of these segmentation for targeting, where we actually showed them they had concerns about dwindling readership in certain areas. And so we found through their database and through primary research used in conjunction with it, we found a way to rescore their database so that they could identify the people they should be talking to, the people they should be giving promotions to, in order to encourage them to come back and to read the magazine and be more loyal to the magazine. And that was an extremely successful example. I think that there are a lot of areas where we can see that certain things are becoming more important, and in particular I think integrating other forms of data. At the moment we're doing a lot of work with combining primary research data with existing customer databases. Maybe moving further into the customer transactional databases, the databases of what people actually do on a transaction by transaction basis, using some of that data. I think as well moving out into social media and to use some of that data, maybe building predictive techniques as to who on Twitter is more likely to be a customer or more likely to be interested in your services. So I think we'll be doing a lot more of that. I think in the process we'll be taking techniques from other industries. I mentioned machine learning. Certainly taking some of the techniques from machine learning and moving them further to actually identify and classify people from all sorts of areas, whether it be through social media, through transactional databases, or whatever the future brings. I think we'll be using more of this to find the right clients, to find the right customers for our clients.